Hello and welcome to the Curriculus. I'm the Monk and today we are in Starfield. Today's video is going to be a tips video. It's going to be made up of tips and tricks that I wish I knew before I started playing. Tips that I feel are going to be rather helpful to know in the early stages of the game. And of course, if this is the kind of content that you want to see, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, tip number one is kind of a silly one. As you just saw, I just brought up the pause menu. Did you know in order to do that on console, all you have to do is hold the back button and the button with the three lines, the start button, press them together, and all of a sudden you can manually save the game, load a save file, or of course go into the settings. The game doesn't seem to tell you that. Tip number two is going to be take notice of notes and books and flyers and folders and things like that that you can see around your world. Some of them can give you new missions, some of them can give you permanent boosts, and some of them can lead you on an adventure across the galaxy. They are really important. Also, some of them have to be read once picked up in your inventory. So a side note is to read all the notes in your inventory, or at least click on them anyway. One of these notes or booklets can be found in the lodge. It gives you a permanent 5% debuff in full damage. Absolutely amazing, very easy to miss, and all you have to do is have it in your inventory in order to get that bonus. But as I said, some of these do actually have to be read, so take note of the little trinkets that you've picked up that can be read in your inventory. Tip number three is that Starfield's first city and biggest city, New Atlantis, is littered with quests. It can be really easy just to dive into the main story, dive straight through and jump out of New Atlantis without actually exploring it. My tip is take the time to explore it. There's a number of missions that you can pop up, a number of credits you can earn, and simply by wandering past people having a conversation, you can pick up extra side quests if you want them. You can even seek out the local paper and give an interview on what happened in the tutorial mission. This alone will earn you credits and of course unlock a brand new side quest chain of events. Again, it's something really simple you can miss, but it's worthwhile taking that time to seek them out. Tip number four is that your companions can also be used as a pack mule. So if you have over encumbered yourself by picking up everything that isn't nailed down, much like myself, you can simply go up to your companion and trade with them and give them all of your junk. Not only that, but you can actually give them weapons and ammunition as well, and they will use those weapons instead of their standard edition weapon to support you on the battlefield. Your companions are very, very powerful. They can save your life at times, or of course, as I said, just be used as a pack mule. Tip number five is to take faction related traits. Now there are 3 different religions and 3 different factions that you can actually take traits from, one of each. It doesn't matter what you pick. My advice is just to take one of them. It branches out and opens up extra bits of the story. You get extra gear as well for doing so, and if you don't pick any of them, then you lose all that gear anyway, so you might as well do yourself a favor and pick a side. Tip 6 is really for anyone that hasn't already played Bethesda games before. If you're not a kleptomaniac anyway, then you might not know this. However, did you know that there are credits lying around in space for you? All you have to do is seek them out. And they are in the form of cred-sticks. Now, I can't tell you how many of them I would have probably passed in my first playthrough. You don't think anything of them when you look at them, but boy, oh boy, do they have a lot of credits on them. They are absolutely everywhere in Starfield. Pick them up when you see them and earn yourself absolute bank. Tip 7 is pick up the boost pack training as soon as possible. These can be used to traverse maps. In other words, go great distances because you'll be able to jump it. Obviously, some planets have different gravity as well. Therefore, you'll be able to jump further if you have that training. Without it, you're not going to be able to make use of that boost feature. Not only that, but you can also use it rather effectively in combat too. The second part of that is going to be to pick up persuasion. Persuasion is a skill that I would strongly recommend everyone pick up as soon as possible. It helps you get things you shouldn't be able to get, and it also helps you get out of sticky situations as well. Sometimes a lot of quests can be finished just because you have persuasion. Great perk to pick up. And lastly, in the perk, the early perks to pick up, I would strongly recommend you pick up weightlifting. This increases your carry capacity. The stronger you are, the more you're going to be able to get. And to level it up is so easy as well. Trust me, you're going to be wanting all that loot in the world, so you might as well pick it up early. Tip 8 is going to be to take advantage of beds. Now, you yourself own beds as well. However, as well as the beds you may find on your ship or perhaps in a house that you own, you can also find beds when you're out and about. That includes when you're in a rager's territory. Now, not only can sleeping for an hour restore some of your health, but it also gives you the well-rested bonus, which increases your EXP. Tip 9 is going to be about the shops. Now, sometimes you'll go to a shop and you'll be after certain items. Maybe this is med packs. You'll buy up all the med packs in there, but you're still going to want more. Well, if you do happen to buy up all the supplies in a shop, all you have to do is wait on a nearby chair for 48 hours and those supplies will replenish. It's as simple as that. It does take a little bit of time because waiting around does actually take a few seconds. However, if we sit on this chair and wait for 48 hours,
a few moments later,
popping back into that shop will show that that item has completely replenished. So it's a good way to ensure that you're able to stock up on supplies when perhaps you shouldn't be able to. It may be a little bit of an exploit, but you might as well take advantage of it, especially if you're after those meds. And that, guys, brings us to the very last tip of the video. That is tip number 10, and that is to favorite your weapons. Now, too often than not, I have seen in people's gameplay when they run out of ammo or want to change weapon, what they're doing is actually going into the inventory and choosing the weapon they want. Now, while the game does actually pause when you do that, there's a quicker and more simple way of doing it, and that is by favoriting the weapons that you want to use. Now, on console, all you have to do is find a weapon you want to use, press Y, and then assign it to the directional pad you want that assigned to. Then when you're in combat, all you have to do is press the appropriate directional pad to get out the guns. It's a hell of a lot quicker and a lot more simple, and it's going to help you a little bit more when it comes to that combat scenario. But guys, that is all I have for you in this video. Hopefully you learned something new or just found it entertaining. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel that way you don't miss out on more videos just like this. And if you have a tip of your own to share, don't forget to comment it down in the comments for the whole community to see. Hopefully we can learn and grow together. We also have an active and growing Discord. We've got many people within the Discord playing Starfield right now. The link is down in the description of this video, so if you want to join the server, come and say hello. But until next time, I've been a monk, we've been a cred-sticks, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.